Hey guys, it's Jake and Katie here. We got a fun video for you. We decided to head out to Sand Flats Recreation Area. You can see in the video there, the truck is parked at one of the campgrounds. We don't normally do that. We normally go off-grid, but we wanted to do a review on these trails that are out there, and you can get to them really easy from the campgrounds. So we'll touch more on the campgrounds at the end when we talk about the review, but if you stay around for the video here, we're going to do some content of trails like Slickrock. We're going to do fins and things as well, and at the end we'll give you an honest beginner and expert review on both of the trails. So hang out, enjoy the video. There's some fun clips throughout, and a little bit of chaos in the middle as well.
I'd like to do it in the kind of reverse direction this time. This is a tricky spot here. Oh wait, that's a tight one. She's gonna want some help there.
What?
Take your time.
Well, not really.
You can jump off and slide your front tire over. Yeah, there you go. All right.
And from a beginner's perspective, there are a few trickier sections on the Slickrock bike trail. They are definitely manageable, but I like to get off the bike and look at those sections before I ride them. Nothing I haven't been able to handle, but it's worth just taking my time, and having a good line picked out beforehand, I think just makes me feel more confident going into some of these more tricky sections.
One of the great things about the Slickrock bike trail is the mellow sections that you can cruise across. You know, it seems pretty mellow for the bikers too. It's just a good time to cruise, enjoy the views, and just, you know, really enjoy the ride. The trail itself is made up of these petrified sand dunes, which are really just grippy sandstone rock. That allows for, other than the really steep sections or sections that might have a little sand, there's not a lot of focus on, you know, staying aware of your traction. You just really just cruise across, which is, you know, allows you to keep an eye on the views and enjoy the landscape around you.
All right. We've made it to an overlook. When I say overlook, I mean woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I would say one of my favorite parts of the Slickrock Trail is those technical downhills on the other side of these petrified sand dunes. Having a really grippy surface with the dirt bike allows me to kind of ride like I would on my downhill bike coming from the downhill race background. There's not a lot of trails that have that type of terrain where you can kind of grip it and rip it. So that's probably my favorite part of the Slickrock Trail.
I was going fast.
Yeah, you are. And I really like how the trail has a variety of views. It's one of the higher areas for riding around town and has some pretty awesome views of the Colorado River, the La Salle Mountains, and overlooks of town. I highly recommend checking out the northernmost corner overlook. I think it definitely has one of the best views of downtown Moab.
Well, I wanted to see what the noise was. I think I have a flat tire.
Yeah, you do.
How?
Not a clue. You did all the trail and then somehow you just got one.
Well, can you just do this section right here and then I can just slowly ride it back?
Yeah, dude. Probably the hardest corner on the whole
It
trail.
is literally the hardest corner.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me get my bike up, and then I'll get your bike up, and then we'll just take it easy. We're really.
I heard it. I heard a noise. Come on. To play on fins and things. We really don't have a tube.
We just have to go look. I didn't bring one. Are you good from here?
Yeah.
All right.
Just take it easy.
Just keep your weight back, guy. Okay. Good morning. We are back trying to get this bike on the trail again. I got it up on the picnic table as my stand. We got the front wheel free, so I'm gonna pop this off, pull the tube out, and see if I can patch it. I have a patch kit. Hopefully it works. I don't know what the hole looks like. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to try and go find a tube. Let's hope we don't have to do that. For the last ditch effort, I filled the hole with super glue.
It was a big hole.
Just regular super glue, and it's been about a half hour, and we let it dry, came back, and for the heck of it, I was like, oh, I'll throw some air in it, see if it worked. It's wet because I put more on top of it, but it's been a minute here, and there is a significant amount of air pressure in here, and it is not leaking. By the way, I don't know if I showed the issue, but this corner of the core had like ripped up, so there was this huge rip kind of right there. I think it was just poor tube quality because she didn't really do anything. She had enough PSI in her tire for the whole ride, so not really user error or anything. But super glue, it's working. So we're gonna, if we can get it back in on the rim, then I guess we'll go ride with a super glue tire. While the glue dries, the extra glue we put on top, I'm gonna just give a quick campsite tour slash camper tour. Katie says no. I didn't really show the camper at all. I'll do a whole nother video on this, but it's my Harker Outdoors EDC with the solar. We get the heater, gas, Kamek, pull-out awning. Normally we use this as a table, which is the rear hatch. It's very rare that we have a picnic table. We decided to use that because it was in a good spot. Yeah, camp's a little messy, but we've been chaotic this morning trying to figure out the tire. So in the next video or two, I'll do a full tour on this, the propane heater and all that other good stuff, suspension and whatnot. Okay, we got the tube back in, tires on. I think we're gonna throw it on the bike and try and go for a ride, I guess.
With super glue.
Well, the video didn't work out as planned, but I hope it's still entertainment because this is just pure chaos. All right, let's go ride bikes.
For the Fins and Things trail, things are a little different here. I don't have as many clips. We were riding with the, jerry-rigged flat tire that Katie had. So we didn't get to do the whole trail, but Katie and I have both done it in the past a few times on our bikes. So we can give an honest review on what we think about the trail. I really like Fins and Things for its variety. There's just a good mix of fast sections and grippy steep sections. So it all around is just a trail that you can pretty much have fun with anybody on.
Fins and Things is definitely one of my favorite trails. I do love the variety of rock and sand, although I will say that my bike, it doesn't have as much power as a full-size bike, so I do struggle in the sand a little bit, and the tires are smaller, so I think that also is a factor when it comes to powering through the sand.
did end up running into some Jeeps on Fins and Things, which will happen on Fins and Things, Hell's Revenge, and a couple other trails. It won't happen on Slickrock because it's mountain bike, dirt bike only. That is a downside, so if you're there on a busy weekend, that can be a problem. You know, you don't want to get anybody's way, but the bikes are significantly faster just because of their capability. That is just part of the game. So let's get on to the review and let you know what we each think as far as beginner and expert. Okay, so here's our beginner and expert review on the trails that we ended up doing. The video might be a little chaotic with the flat.
That makes it fun.
Yeah, it does make it fun. So that being said, my opinion on Slickrock is it's a fairly easy trail if you're, you know, good intermediate to expert. I wouldn't want to do it many times in a row. It gets kind of repetitive. I've done it probably 5 times now, and I might be open to doing it one more time this year, but after that, there's not too many lines to choose from. So fairly easy trail, pretty fun, but that's about where I cap out with it. But what do you think?
I would definitely do it again because I have a lot of areas I can get better and continue to push myself to be a better rider, mainly because there more or less is like one line that you have to take. And if you can't do that, you have to like kind of figure it out and push yourself to do that. So I think it's a little more tricky. So I have a couple more times in me before I can say that it's easy.
So definitely a great place to progress. So then Fins and Things. I like Fins and Things, I think more because there's more variety. Each time I can take different lines. There's more variety of lines. There's sand, there's berms, there's just a lot more to do, especially when we're riding at different skill levels. So what do you think?
I think Fins and Things is easier because there's different lines that you can take. So he can take a hard one and I can take an easier one. So I think it's easier for that reason. There are a couple tricky spots if you pick the right line and
Yep. Especially if you're on the right bike. She's on that 140 KLX and she can touch, so she can lug it up in first gear and get up a lot of the trickier sections, which is really important.
And there's some go-arounds, whereas on Slickrock there are no go-arounds, I don't think.
No, there aren't. It's just one continuous loop. All in all, I like Fins and Things better. I think it's a little bit more exciting with those harder line choices. The campground. The campground's awesome. There's quite a few different options here. We came in on a Friday night. We got really lucky that we got this spot right against the trail. I was told by a few people that is not possible on a Friday or even a Thursday once you get later in the season, so April through when it starts to get hot. Same in the fall. It's a little different than our norm. We prefer the BLM off-grid. Not normally what we do again, but I loved it. I think it was great, especially getting into town. It was close enough that it was easy. We also plan on doing a Hell's Revenge review in April when our family comes out. Some family and some friends. Actually, Nico and Gavin are going to be with them, and I think throwing them on the trail is going to be a good experience as well. They've never done anything like it, so
true beginner.
But yeah, well, hopefully this video came out decent and it gives you guys an idea. Anybody who's thinking about coming out to the Sand Flats recreation area, beginner through expert, and hopefully it can help you decide what you should do. Like and subscribe. I always forget that part. I don't know. You're supposed to say it. Everybody says it. All right, let's go home.